The film opens at a carnival in the town of Rustbank. Young Cat Elliot was with her parents Delroy and Wilma, who owned a brewery that refused to sell to the wealthy Klaxon family. On their way home, a storm began to give Wilma enough attention to stop Delroy, but he continued to drive. Lucky bitten an apple and was terrified when a two-headed worm crawls out. Her screams caused Delroy to fall from a bridge into the river. Wilma helps Kate escape through the window, but she and Delroy are tragically killed. For the next few years, Kate felt guilty about it. In the underworld, a giant demon named Buffalo Belzer runs an amusement park for the soul called Scream Faire on his stomach. His twin sons Wendell and Wilder put hair cream on the top of Belzer's head because his hair keeps falling out. Wild intake of cream because it made him feel, and he shared some with Wendell. They then appear to have visions of Kate before Belzer orders them to go back to work. Today, Kate has been in and out of the juvenile hall. She is being taken to a new RBC school by her agent, Ems Hunter. On the way, they drive over the bridge where Kate lost her parents, and she sees that the brewery they run has burned down and the arsonist has never been caught. Rustbank as a whole has struggled since being taken over by the Klaxons, and their business has driven others out of town. Kate arrives at RBC and meets three happy girls, Siobhan, Sweetie and Sloane, who have a pet goat named Gaby. They started calling Cat KK, which annoyed her. A fellow student, Raul Siobhan, watches from above as Cat interacts with the girls. Kate briefly sees a vision. She pushes Siobhan away from a falling stone herself, but she actually does it to push Siobhan away because she annoys her. Raul accidentally pushes against a falling stone, and Siobhan believes Kate saved her life after being pushed. Cat meets with the best of the school's principal Father Level, who accept Cat's admission to help fund the school. She put on her school uniform reluctantly and used her speakers to play in the hall on the way to class. Her teacher, Sister Hayley, used an imitation octopus to teach her class. When she calling Kate to the front, the octopus transforms into a scary shape, causing the classroom to start shaking and darkening. Sister Hayley pulled Kate out of the classroom and saw what looked like a tooth mark on Kate's left hand. Sister Hayley told Kate she could protect her, but told her she couldn't tell others about the tag. Wendell and Wilder receive a message from an entity called Beelzebub, informing them that Kate has been chosen as their Hell Girl. The guys realize that Kate can summon them to the land of the living, where they want to start their own screaming circus, which will be much better than Belzer's. Lane and Irmgard Klaxon, also Siobhan's parents, were on the golf course bemoaning how the city council, led by Raul's mother Mariana, blocked their attempt to set up a prison at Rustbank. Father Best, who worked with them, met with them and hoped that they would provide funds to schools. Unfortunately for the Klaxons, the only ones who can help vote up are the deceased old guard members. When Father Bests brought up how the two caused the brewery fire, they distracted him, so Irmgard hit him with a golf club before they threw their best dad into icy water. Kate has a nightmare about her parents' accident, which gives Wendell and Wilder the chance to visit her in the dream. They took out the mark on her hand. They convinced her to help, saying they might be able to bring Kate's parents back to life. But first she needed to find Beelzebub performs the ritual. Kate sneaks out of her room to Sister Hayley's classroom, where she finds the bear glowing and banging on her desk. When the guardian Manberg came in and wrote on the blackboard that Sister Hayley was a thief, she went into hiding. He heard Kate, but missed she started to run away. Wendell and Wilder found the hair creams had rejuvenating powers because they revive Wilder's repeatedly squashed ticks. They believe they can bring the dead back to life with enough hair cream. After Father Best's funeral, Siobhan and her friends approach Kat again until she returns to Raul. He told her he used to be part of their friend group when he was still identified as a girl and named Ramona, but they fell out after he transitioned. They go to the cemetery. Kat finds her parents' graves and uses Beelzebub, while Wendell and Wild use their father's soul jockey to help them fly to the land of the living. Kate performs the ritual, but her parents do not wake up. Wendell and Wilder come out of the ground to find their father's grave the best. They tested their cream on him and successfully resurrected him, but they gave him a makeover because his head was displaced from his neck. Wendell and Wild pitched their Scream Faire to Father Best's, but he showed them how run-down Rust Bank was and how the theme park worked before he got it. The brothers' idea was to help him resurrect old school members so the Klaxons could fund schools and theme parks. Meanwhile, Sister Hayley finds Kat and Raul and takes them back to school. When she tried to reassure Kat that she knew what she was going through, Kat fired her and was detained by Raul. Sister Hayley then used her powers to meet Manberg, who knew she was Hell 2 girl. Manberg has been using Sister Hayley to summon demons and capture them for a personal collection. Kat and Raul sneak out of the school while the other nuns aren't looking, but Sister Hayley sees them missing and runs after them. The Klaxons learn that Father Best's is still alive, and they meet him and intend to kill him forever, but he assures them that by having Wendell and Wild resurrect the old school members, he can get their prison votes. Lane and Irmgard are on the boat and tell Father Best's that they will respect him demanded, but the Klaxons ordered them not to resurrect anyone other than members of the old school. Wendell and Wilder head to the operation, but are spotted by Kate and Lauer. Kate confronts them angrily, but is tricked into vowing to serve the brothers, bound by the mark on her hand. When Kate went to buy them food, the brothers tied up Lauer and let those all come back as zombies with extreme makeovers. While Wendell and Wilder got out of it, Lauer was freed and took hair cream. Raul finds Delroy and Wilma's graves, brings them back to life, and warns them that Kate is in trouble. Kate goes into town to find Delroy and Wilma going to their old abandoned house. Kate tearfully reunited with her parents and tried to show them she kept her father's speakers. When they told her about Lauer, Kate went back to the cemetery and found him. She gets some hot sauce and a lid. Her boots are near the brothers' pet horse parasite Sparky, who looks as if he ate Kat and Raul. They escape, but are spotted by Sister Hayley, who angrily asks Kate to reveal her secret before showing her her own Hell-made mark. Sister Hayley takes Kate to Manberg. That way, he could connect their blood and control her mark. Marianne and the town council came together to vote against Klaxon's prison until 6 conservative members arrived and were legally allowed to vote. They oppose Parliament so the Klaxons can continue building prisons and start tearing down what Rust left behind bank. Siobhan talks to her parents about how wrong a private prison is, but they ignore her. Back at school, Sister Hayley helps Kat confront her memories of guilt and self-loathing that have manifested as a monster that allows Kat to defeat herself. Kate tried to control them so they wouldn't drag her down anymore. Then Kate was pulled through a certain entrance where she saw the memory manifested looking like a frightened version of herself. After reconciling her feelings and forgiving herself, Kate is freed and realizes that she has a gift for seeing the future. Sister Hayley passed out and bumped her head, so Kate took her to Manberg to treat her wounds. Father Best's learns that Delroy and Wilma are resurrected, so he asks Wendell and Wild to take them from their house, which Raul witnesses. Meanwhile, Belzer discovers that his sons are deceiving themselves, and the soul jockey helps them to the land of life. He makes plans go there in person. The demons take Delroy and Wilma back to the grave to kill them until Kate and Sister Hayley show up. As the binding to the marker has been removed, Kat no longer serves Wendell and Wild and prevents them from escaping. Then they were all found by Siobhan, who told Father Best's and the devil the money her parents gave them was totally worthless. She warns Kate about her parents' plans, and Kate sees the site of Rusty Bank being pushed to the ground. Belzer then rushed out of the ground to chase Wendell and Wilder. He almost pulled them back to the underworld until he saw one large art mural by Raul for the mother protecting the child. Manberg also changed his mind when he realized that the demons he had captured were Belzer's children, and he put them back with him. See Father Best's Die Forever before the group sets off to stop Klaxons. Wendell and Wild Belzer told them the hair cream won't last. Even as people protested, Lane and Imgard were ready to unveil their plans. The heroes appeared to stop them, but the Klaxons sent old guards to kill them with bulldozers. With their combined efforts, they overturned the bulldozer and the old guards died again. Raul used the final hair cream to bring back 3 brewery workers who can attest to the Klaxons lighting the fire. Lane and Imgard are arrested. The hair cream on Delroy and Wilma started to wear off, and they started dying again. Kate used her final moments with them to share Rustbank's vision for a future coming back to life. Wendell and Wilder then revealed their plans for the Screaming Circus and promised Kate that her parents would have VIP pass. Kat's closing narration states that she has made peace with herself and has forged new friendships with her classmates and with Wendell and Wilder.